Hello, ladies and jabronis. This is the Michael Myers fanatic back with another video. And guess what it's about? Michael Myers. What else? This morning I woke up with Halloween Retribution on my mind. And if you're new to the franchise, welcome. I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. It's nice to meet you. And if you don't know what Halloween Retribution is, it was supposed to be the 2004 sequel to the movie Halloween Resurrection, and Retribution centered on John Tate coming back to Haddonfield to get revenge for the death of his mother. John Tate was supposed to be played by Josh Hartnett once again. And you know me, if I have something on my mind, I'm gonna speak it. And as I said before, in the last video I made, if I offended anyone, I apologize. And I meant that. But I'm still gonna speak my mind. And so if you don't like a YouTuber or a vlogger that goes against the grain and that contradicts what is normal, then this is the wrong channel for you. And I would suggest that you unsubscribe and simply go elsewhere. That's the nicest way I can put it. Because I go against the grain. I don't go along with what everyone else says. Now, there's not a lot on the internet right now about Halloween Retribution since they canceled it so long ago. But they did leave pieces of it on the internet. And one little piece, one little tidbit that I did read, like I told you, it was supposed to have John Tate come back and seek revenge for the death of his mother. Well, this is how I feel about it. In retrospect, looking back on it now, I don't like it because I can't see a movie, first of all, where a guy, this is a man, is gonna be the focus of a Halloween movie. I think it should be a woman all the time. Because if it's a guy, you don't care as much. Because he's a guy, he can defend himself. But if it's a woman, she's vulnerable, and it makes you care a little bit more about her. So I don't really care about John like that, because he can defend himself. He's a man. He can do anything. He can stab him. He can hit him on the head with something. I don't know. He can defend himself. And he can do a lot of things to him. I don't know. I don't know, because I've never been in that situation, people. I've never had a homicidal, demonic maniac try to kill me, so I don't know. This is a hypothetical situation, people. But John is a man. That's the point. He can defend himself. So I don't care about him as much as a character as I would Sarah Moyer or Laurie Strode or Tina Williams from Halloween 5 or Kara Strode from Halloween 6 or Molly Cartwell from Halloween 7, aka H2O. You know, I don't mean to be a cynic. I don't mean to sound negative all the time. But listen to me. If they would stop making stupid decisions, I wouldn't have to sound so negative. Who the hell wants to see a movie with a guy running from Michael Myers? Nobody would care about that. It looks better if it's a girl. At least that's my opinion. I don't like the idea of the movie being centered around John. And I'll put it this way. If you're going to center it around John, let's do it like this. Bring back Michelle Williams as Molly Cartwell from Halloween 7, aka H2O. Bring her back. And that way, it'll still have the female element to the story, and she can be caught in the crossfire. You know, you can say that Michael Myers is still after John, but Molly happens to be caught in the crossfire. You can just put it like that. That's the best way I can describe it. It would be better like that. Let's go over another plot. There was also supposed to be a plot where Dr. Loomis' son or daughter arrives in town and they find a dead body. And they assume, and we're supposed to believe, that Michael Myers did it. Let me tell you my problems with that plot. Where was Dr. Loomis' son or daughter all this time? Why would they show up now? And he himself was old. So if Dr. Loomis was old, wouldn't they be just as old? So what difference would it make? Think about it. Nobody wants to see an old man running after Michael Myers if it's not Donald Pleasance. So if that's what they were going to do for Halloween 9, I'm glad they didn't make the movie. I just wanted to come on here really quickly and give you guys my thoughts on those two plot lines. I didn't like either one of them. Nobody wants to see Michael Myers running after John Tate from H2O, aka H2No. I don't like the movie. If you guys do, listen to me. If you do, that's fine. I don't. But I don't want to see Michael Myers running after a man. And I'm pretty sure that even my haters will agree with that. It was a stupid plot line. I'm glad they didn't do it. The other storyline about Dr. Loomis' offspring coming to town, discovering the dead body, that doesn't work for me. Why would they show up after all this time? If you were going to do this, you need a female. That's why it would be better if John Tate would bring Molly Cartwell along with him. That way it adds an element of danger. That's the best way to do that. Let me talk to you a little bit about the cast. This would be my cast of Halloween Retribution. I would have John Tate, played by Josh Hartnett. Michelle Williams would come back to play Molly Cartwell. And the most important cast member, who plays Michael Myers? Well, I wouldn't get Brad Loree. He's too old. Therefore, he couldn't perform the stunts anymore. He probably could, he would just hurt himself. And I wouldn't want to risk that because I like him. So, who would I pick to play Michael Myers? Who would don the mask? Well, this is an unusual answer. And if you've watched my previous videos, you've already heard what I had to say about this. I don't know if you guys ever watched that show Charmed, about the 3 witches. 4 witches if you count the newest witch, Paige, played by Rose McGowan. But the point is, there's a guy on that show named Cole Turner, and he's played by Julian McMahon. I like Julian McMahon for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I like him. I like the character of Cole Turner from Charmed. For some reason, Cole reminds me of Michael Myers. And Michael Myers reminds me of Cole. They're very slick, both of them, and intelligent. The only thing I don't like about Halloween and the character of Michael Myers is that they make Michael Myers animalistic. I don't like him acting like an animal. He's not an animal. Yeah, sure, he's a demonic entity, but I don't like him acting like an animal. No growling, no grunting, none of that. Or stop doing that. What the hell are you grunting for? It's stupid. Don't do that. Stop. Michael Myers is not an animal. I think he's a demon, sure, but that doesn't mean that he has to growl or grunt. That would not be in Halloween 9. The heavy breathing, I'll accept. But no more of that slow walking, where he walks really slowly. He can do it sometimes, but if they're running, then he would walk a little faster. I want him to act like a regular person. I know he's not a regular person, but I want him to act like a regular person. That's what would make him blend in a little bit better. He can still have all the classic Michael Myers-isms. Yes, I just invented my own word. But he can still have all the classic Myers-isms. He can turn his head. He can move very slowly, but that's only if they're moving slowly, or if they don't see him coming behind them. But if they're running, then he has to walk faster, like he did in Halloween 7. That's one of the things I admired about Halloween 7, aka H2O. He didn't do all that slow, lumbering walk and make him look like a zombie, like he's the Frankenstein monster. You know how the Frankenstein monster would walk very slowly and make that noise? It would go, like, I don't want that for him. I want him to act like a regular person, even though he's not. But that's basically all I have to say about Halloween Retribution. If the movie came out, that's the way I would want it to be. If you don't know what Halloween Retribution is, again, it is what Halloween 9 was supposed to be called. Thank you guys for watching my video. And as I said before, if I've offended anybody in the past, I apologize for it. But I go against the grain. I'm sorry if that upsets you. But if you don't like a YouTuber that goes against the grain, if you like a YouTuber that says what everybody else says, this is not the channel for you. It just isn't. And that's the bottom line. Why? Because the Michael Myers fanatic said so. And he approves this message.